Welcome, friends and family and basketball fans. What a pleasant evening for some NJCAA Region 10 basketball. Today's matchups include the home team, the 8-16 overall, 7-15 in Region 10, the ninth seeded Johnston Community College Lady Jaguars matching up with the 3-22 overall, 2-17 in Region 10 play, 12th seeded Brunswick Community College Lady Dolphins. I'm Petey Doris with your call today. Welcome aboard inside the Richard B. Harrison Gymnasium in Selma, North Carolina, as we have a matchup to conclude this season for the Lady Jaguars on this cold afternoon here in North Carolina. Wherever you guys are listening to us from on Jaguar Sports Network, we welcome you to today's game. I'm Petey Doris alongside colleague Craig Green. Today's matchup includes the Brunswick Lady Dolphins, who were defeated by the Jaguars in Bolivia, North Carolina on January 17th, 71-61, but are looking to pick up a win here today against the Jaguars, who lost the last three games and a heartbreaker against Richard Bland, 82-83. A couple days ago on the road. Like I said, this is the Jaguars' final game of the season at home. On Tuesday, we'll have one more final game from the Richard B. Harrison Gymnasium. We'll have the men Jaguar team and their sophomore night right here at the Richard B. Harrison Gymnasium. We're 2:35 away from starting here. We're going to come right back here with the starting lineups brought to you by Style Street Barbers of Apex.
He was the heart of your family, and he taught you our history. He helped you fix your first flat. He was the best backyard DJ around, and every time he'd tell a story, he'd own the room. But now more than ever, he may feel alone. Today, older adults and their loved ones are struggling to connect, in a time when connection has never been more important. But there is something we can do. Embrace our older loved ones through StoryCorps Connect. With StoryCorps Connect, you can honor seniors remotely with an interview about their life. Every interview will be archived at the Library of Congress, becoming part of American history, so that years from now, future generations can listen in.
All right, Grandpa, what's one piece of advice you have for me?
Just 3 words, sweetheart. Live with courage.
The man that had the best stories still has plenty of stories to tell. So connect virtually and share the conversation of a lifetime at storycorpsconnect.org/AARP. Connect, honor, share. StoryCorps Connect. A message from AARP, StoryCorps, and the Ad Council.
Welcome back. You're listening to Jaguar Sports Network. Today's matchup, the 7-15 in Region 10 Jaguars matching up with 2-17 Region 10 12th-seeded Brunswick Community College Lady Dolphins. The last matchup in Bolivia on January 17th, the Jaguars are led by freshman Maylani Patterson with 27. She went 12 for 28 from the field, 0 for 6 from the three. She hit all of her free throws. She pulled down 10 rebounds on the defensive board and 6 on the offensive board. She laced up with 5 steals, and she led away with 27 points, followed by Zanaya Thagard with 17, who was 5 for 7 from long range. Jaguars that day shot 35% from the field, 33% from 3. Made 87.5% of their free throws to a 71-61 victory over the Brunswick Community College Lady Dolphins. Since then, January 17th, the Jaguars are 2-7 with a couple close wins. Like I said, on Thursday, they fell 83-82 against Richard Bland. We're going to send it to our PA announcer for the starting lineups tonight.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Richard B. Harrison Gymnasium for today's game between the Brunswick Community College Lady Dolphins and your Johnston Community College Jaguars. At this time, if you are able, please stand and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem. From Bolivia, North Carolina, with a record of 3 wins and 22 losses, please welcome the Brunswick Community College Lady Dolphins. Number 12, a sophomore from Mount Olive, North Carolina, Jemiah Leach. A sophomore from Dunn, North Carolina, number 10, Krishia McCoy. A sophomore from Shannon, North Carolina, number 5, Brooke Wilkins. A freshman from Goldsboro, North Carolina, number 4, Skylar Lassiter. And a freshman from Wallace, North Carolina, number 3, Sadasia Murphy. The Dolphins are coached by Joe Gahan. And now, please welcome our JCC Jaguars. A forward from Bayboro, North Carolina, number 30, Maya Smith. A guard from Greenville, North Carolina, number 24, Elena Randolph. A guard from Stanley, North Carolina, number 12, Nalia White. A guard from Graham, North Carolina, number 5, Melanie Patterson. And at guard from Smithfield, number 3, Zanaya Thagard. The head coach of our Jaguars, Ziara McDuffie.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is your starters for today's matchup as the Jaguars and the Lady Dolphins square off from Selma, North Carolina. Petey Doors, Craig Green here, bringing you Region 10 basketball on this chilly, pleasant afternoon in the middle of February. Towards the end of February, can you believe it? We are just 1 week away from the March, and what March means is March Madness.
Region 10 tournament coming up before you even know it. And we have some really nice weather out there today, Petey. I mean, the Groundhog did say the weather is going to come with an early spring. And today, let's see if the Jaguars can spring a W, because they've lost the last 3 games in a row. This is a very familiar opponent. As we mentioned, they beat Brunswick back in January by 10 on their floor in Bolivia. Can they get the season sweep here today in front of their fans here at the Richard B?
This is the final home game of the season for the Jaguars, and the Jaguars get the first stab at offense as Randolph goes to the corner to White. White looking inside to Smith, as Smith gets us started just like that. It's something Jaguars struggled all season.
9 seconds in, and just like that, the Jaguars up 2-0. Good pass from White inside to Smith.
The Jaguars tally up a turnover for the Dolphins. Jaguars staggered from the left wing, off the base plate, fighting for the rebound, and coming out with a rebound was the Lady Dolphins. The Dolphins facing a tight defense by the Jaguars. They get a first miss by Leach. Jaguars sprinting in the front court. Nice pace of the game for the Jaguars. Go inside to Randolph, and Randolph come back out. Just a minute down, Craig. We got our first bucket. Typically, that's not the way it starts for the Lady Jaguars. Second turnover. Leach to the cup, and it's good.
And Thagard tried to body her up to prevent the basket, but unfortunately, she was able to score right over the top as Elena Randolph comes right back and gets the bucket back.
Jaguars lead 4-2. Just 1:36 off the clock in the first quarter. Patterson tallies her first rebound on the defensive side and puts up the first offensive shot. Patterson led the way last time these two teams met with 27 points. Today, she's 0 for 1 from the field. Jaguars lead 4-2 if you're just joining us. It's Region 10 play against the 9th seed and a 12th seeded Lady Dolphins. McCoy baseline's cut off, but nice defense by the Jaguars in opening 3 possessions. At 10 seconds on the shot clock for the Lady Dolphins.
They're making the making the Dolphins work for everything they get in the early going. 2 minutes in, and not a pretty slow start by the Dolphins as a wild shot is missed, and Patterson comes down with the rebound.
That was Skylar Lassiter with that miss.
Nice pass by Nalia White to find Thagard, but she missed the 3.
Thagard with a dagger. Could not connect, and that's Thagard's second miss from the perimeter in this first quarter. McCoy with the foul.
And McCoy knocked Melanie Patterson to the floor as she was going back up for the second chance, and as a result, 2 free throws coming up for the Jaguars, and Coach McGaughan wants to know exactly where the foul was. Proof is in the pudding. Contact knocked our shooter to the floor, and Patterson knocks down the first free throw.
5-2. 7:40 left. First quarter, Jaguars led. It's this opening tip, and the Jaguars 6-2. Patterson with 2 points. Randolph with 2, and Smith with 2 for the Lady Jaguars. Leach with the only bucket for the Lady Dolphins is Lassiter driving, trapped off, and turns the ball, and it comes back in the hands of Leach. Leach looking for separation, but a great defense by the Jaguars. Lassiter inside of Wilkins, and with 6 on the shot clock to go inside to Leach. Leach goes up, and coming down with the bucket was Murphy.
And good defense by Nalia White, but it was 2-on-1. Not a whole lot she could do when Murphy came down crashing the boards. Excuse me, when Leach came down there to clean up the boards, that is.
Maya Smith misses the opportunity for the Jaguars to pick up her 4th point. Leach misses the layup and draws the foul, and she'll shoot 2 as Kayla Bell will look to check in.
Petey, I think when McCoy came across here right at the top of the key, I think she got away with a double dribble because she put her right hand on the ball, then her left hand on the ball, and it looked like she did that bang, bang, and it was missed by the refs.
Kayla Bell checks in for White. It's Leach to the line. Off the front of the iron. 6:53 left, 6-4 is our score. Leach picks up her 3rd point for the Dolphins. Randolph right side to Thagard. Thagard seeing Kayla Bell, but Randolph stops and tries a pop for Nikki. And Smith pulls down a rebound. Another rebound by Maya Smith.
Murphy got away with a lot of contact there, no call.
And a turnover, Jaguars. Jaguars need to slow the ball down on the offensive side of the court. They lead 7-5.
Randolph slowed down the fast break of the Dolphins by poking the ball away defensively. That allowed the Jaguars to set up this defense.
Lassiter to Leach. Leach baseline. Tries to find Murphy and volleys it out. Back out to Skylar Lassiter to the right wing, and coming up short, Leach.
And Lassiter in the wrong place at the wrong time, Petey. She was called for the foul, bumping into a Jaguar, trying to crash the boards.
It's Lassiter's first, team second. Full court press is broke by the Jaguars. Randolph facing a 2-3 zone. Right side to Thagard, back out top. Kayla Bell from 18 and gets the shooter's roll. And Kayla Bell gets on the books.
They all count the same, whether it's a swish or it bounces around, and Kayla Bell will take that one every time. Turnover by the Dolphins, PD, as good block by Maya Smith, and then Lassiter was chasing the ball down, couldn't chase it down, and all of a sudden it's a turnover. JCC takes over. So here's Bell. Randolph for three. No good. Rebound comes down to McCoy. Here come the Dolphins, down 8-5. McCoy looking around at Bo Knight. Leach. And now Lassiter saves it. 15 on the shot clock for Brunswick. McCoy has Lassiter. Lassiter slicing and dicing to the paint and scores. So Skylar Lassiter is on the board. It's 8-7. Should be 9-7, correction. Now here comes Patterson into the paint. Scooped up, no. Rebound comes down to Bo Knight. And she's going to lead the break. Jaguars get back defensively. So
4:43 left. The Dolphins put up a three, and right there, not boxing out, was Leach.
Yeah, Coach Z, I think she wants to talk it over. Actually, no, the timeout's going to come from Brunswick.
And Brunswick ties it up, 9 apiece, Craig. We're going to stay right here and open in 6 minutes. It's been back and forth basketball, and now we're tied with 4:35 left. Coach Z, you know, was forced into the media timeout right there. Now it's 9-9. What do the Jaguars need to do to continue the hot shooting? But, you know, Jaguars are shooting not well from the perimeter so far.
Find your spots on the floor, take favorable shots. Maybe get a little closer to the rim if possible. The long-range shots, you know, they're taking fairly smart ones. They're wide open, but they're not hitting right now. So I think just get a little closer to the rim, maybe even start a fast break and try to put the Dolphins at a numbers advantage on transition offense. But then defensively, you know, you got to crash the boards, just like you said. Three Jaguars standing around, and then all of a sudden Leach just walks right in, picks up the offensive board, cashes in, and we're tied.
Yeah, with Leach is camping out when her and Murphy is working the, you know, baseline. Someone down low is there on the weak side to get the missed shot. You know, Brunswick don't take nothing away from the Lady Dolphins, but their percentage shooting is not that high. So the players know that. So there's a chance of them snagging a rebound every time a shot goes up.
They shoot 29% from the field as a team, Petey. You got to take advantage of that. You got to really press them and distress them and force them into bad shots.
Our first tie at the media timeout is Patterson. Pass was stabbed out by Skylar Lassiter. Kayla Bell checks in for White. As White is walking off the court frustrated why she is subbed out. Just 5 seconds after the media timeout, and Thagard is 0 for 4 from the perimeter.
Murphy with another rebound.
Long three, and Book Knight had the range and had nobody guarding her. Is Randolph. 20 on the shot clock, goes right side to Bell, and Bell puts up a three, and it's an air ball, and Jaguars continue to struggle from deep. 0 for 7 so far.
Got to get a little closer to the rim right now. They're not fouling. I mean, you want to, you know, as a shooter, you know, you don't want to quit shooting the basketball, but you do want to find favorable spots on the floor. You know, you want to kind of go to your bread and butter. Like I said, maybe some mid-range stuff and then work your way back outside again. But shooters are going to keep shooting. That's just kind of what they do.
Jaguars with a steal, and Patterson's shots blocked from behind by McCoy.
Referee's going to give the benefit of the doubt, though, to Melani and call the foul on McCoy. I mean, from here, honestly, Petey, looked like a good block. Can't lie, but nevertheless, Melani's going to the line for two.
McCoy picks up her second as she'll exit.
Picked it up in my left ear, Petey. Coach Gahan is not happy with that call. He thought it was all ball, thought it was good defense by McCoy.
So Patterson makes the first free throw. Jaguars Patterson with her 4th point All 4 points by Patterson has been for the charity stripe today.
Those 2 free throws did put the Jags right back in the lead.
With
And free throws are going to be critical, Petey. You got to make them in a tight game like this.
Jaguars with a 2-point advantage, led by as many as 4 in the first quarter. Nice ball movement, and Randolph gets in the scoring column with her 4th point.
Again, getting closer to the rim, finding a favorable shot. That's what Randolph did off the glass. Nicely done. 4-point lead for the Jags.
Booknight with a runner, and it gets the use of the rim, and Booknight with her first bucket.
Oh, turnover, Petey. Thagard dribbled it off of her own right knee, trying to come down, and she's trying to catch the Dolphins slipping defensively, and unfortunately forced a turnover.
Trying to blame it on Burnett. Wilkins hands it off to Booknight. Booknight curling in the paint, kicks it to the corner to Lassiter. And Lassiter and Wilkins going to Leach for a long 2. And Smith pulls down the rebound. 13-11 here. Closing out the first quarter. Thagard from the corner, wide open, and it's good.
Hey, what did I tell you? Shooters are going to continue to shoot. And Thagard wasn't giving up. First 3 of the day for JCC.
JCC's 1 for 10 from the perimeter, shooting 10% from deep. Booknight for her second chance. Does not fall as good as it did for Thagard. And Booknight still searching for from her range. Inside to Patterson off the left elbow, and you can count it. That's her first points from the field. She has 6 today. Jaguars lead 18-11, Craig. Jaguars come out, tied at 9 apiece at the 4:35 mark. And the Jaguars currently on a 9-2 run against the Dolphins with 1:51 left. Coach Z drew up a play coming out. Didn't like how White was rolling through the momentum and subbed Bell in, and it's been lights out since.
And also, they've gotten a little bit closer to the rim, too. I mean, the first 3 that Thagard hit helped, but then you saw Patterson and also Randolph getting a little closer to the rim, getting good shots on the floor and able to take advantage. Then what you also saw was 2 Jaguars against 1 Dolphin on the boards, active feet, not letting the Dolphins get second chances.
Milani Patterson leads all scorers with 6, 4 of those from the charity stripe, and just coming off her first bucket from the field is Wilkins' shot was off the mark, but stabbing down a rebound was Hembley. Leach with the spin, could not fall, and Bell with the rebound. Here goes Patterson, cuts it off as his Patterson. Jaguars continue to struggle from deep. 1 for 11.
Good look, just couldn't knock it down.
Too much pre-gaming from long range for the Jaguars. Nice take by Hemby.
And contact, no call, and that's what the Dolphins bench is asking right there. And then in transition, PD, here comes Milani Patterson with a beautiful bounce pass to Maya Smith, all by her lonesome down here in the left block.
to 13, closing out the final minutes. Leach kicks it to the corner of Booknight, and Booknight's 1 for 3.
Yeah, Kaylin is unafraid to stroke it from out there long range. That's at least her 3rd attempt.
Maya Smith working the baseline and going up untouched for her 6th point.
Love what I see from the Jaguars this first quarter. They've come out and they've attacked, and they've been the better side here in the first 10 minutes.
Not sure how that's not a walk for Wilkins. 17.6 on the clock. (22-16). So checking in is Murphy, as Burnett will have a seat in the final 17 seconds. Coming up short was Leach.
Dolphins only shoot 56% from the line as a team. And you see it right there, Petey. They split the free throws. That happens more often than not for them.
Leach with 4 points. Dolphins trail 22-17, and pulling down a big rebound is Hemby.
Dolphins need to be aware of the clock, and they're not.
2 on the clock. Leach puts up a prayer, and it's no good. Into the first quarter, Jaguars control the first 22-17. You're listening to Jaguars Sports Network.
Hey, hon, what you doing with your phone? Taking pictures?
No, I'm asking it questions.
Like what?
Hey, Bobo, do flowers have best friends?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, follow me. I want to show you something. Look, flowers do have best friends.
Whoa.
Some answers can only be found in nature. Discover the unsearchable. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a trail near you. Brought to you by the United States Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to JCC Jaguar Sports Network. Petey Norris, Craig Green bringing you Region 10 basketball today on this blistering, chilly day from Selma, North Carolina, as the Jaguars in the first quarter on an 11-8 run, and they lead the Lady Dolphins 22-17 from Selma, leading away for the Jaguars. Patterson and Smith both with 6 for the Lady Dolphins. Book Knight with 5, followed by Leach with 4 and Murphy for 4. Hemby with 2 for the Lady Jaguars. Patterson with 6, Smith with 6. Thagard with 3, and Randolph with 4, and Caleb Bell with a lonely basket. Coming into the second quarter, Brunswick Dolphins with the ball. Facing a tight defense, the Jaguars is shutting down the perimeter shooting by the Dolphins. Pulling down a rebound is Murphy, and she is fouled as she went up.
Murphy hit the floor pretty hard, too. And well, it looks like a call actually went against the Dolphins. So Jaguars will come away with the ball, all for naught, as they're going to press Randolph right away.
Randolph's taking it straight to the hole, and it's stripped. Great defense by Wilkins. Wilkins double teamed on their left wing. Goes out to Leach. Leach right side to Book Knight. Book Knight takes it baseline and puts up a nice 10-footer.
Just confident with the basketball in her hands. Inside-outside game has been working for Bo Knight all game long so far. First 10 and a half minutes, excuse me.
Thagard from the right wing, and you can count it all day as Randolph gets hot.
If at first you don't succeed, try again. Caleb Bell missed the first time. Randolph did not the second time.
Randolph leads all scorers with 7. That's Caleb Bell's first foul. Correction, that's her second.
Yeah, I thought it was actually going to go against Randolph, but they gave it to Kayla instead as Bo Knight hits the first free throw. But good first quarter by the Jaguars, Petey. I think they started off well here in the second as well.
Maya Smith pulls down this rebound off the missed free throw, and Randolph to Caleb Bell. Inside, they push it back out as Caleb Bell for a deep 2, and Smith pulls down a rebound with the putback. She'll hit the free throw line, and with the foul, it'll be on Leach.
I love the ball movement by the Jaguars. They're looking for each other. Every time a Jaguar gets the ball, their eyes are up, and they're looking to see what they can do with it. The good pass outside led to the foul call. They've got the Dolphins on their heels trying to find where the basketball is, and now you got Maya Smith at the line for 2.
Maya Smith makes the first. (26 20). Jaguars lead second quarter, 8:34 left. Smith 100% on the trip.
Each time you can go 2 for 2 at the line, really, really important in today's game. Again, the Jags shoot 61% from the line.
Wilkins shovels a pass over to Hemby, and whistle is called as it was on the baseline. 27-20.
Jaguars have largely been in control, PD, since right around the 6:53 mark of the first quarter.
Jaguars missed 2 opportunities. Randolph's 3. And Melani Patterson's offensive putback. White. Is off of the Dolphin. Jaguars reset the offense with 8:08 left in the first. Randolph from the corner off the base plate. Pulling down a rebound and back out. 3 on the way, and Smith fighting for a rebound and gets it back. Randolph with too much English on the ball, and Patterson. Ooh. You can count it for Melani Patterson.
4 chances for the Jaguars, 3 offensive boards, and they finally cash in. That right there has got to be kind of demoralizing if you're a Dolphin on the defensive boards.
Jaguars' biggest lead is 9. We stand at 29-20, second quarter. Smith, not far from 10 rebounds today for Smith in the first half. Randolph with a runner, draws the foul.
That sequence was first started, PD, by Thagger getting her hand in and affecting the dribble of the Dolphin player. Then the defensive board by Nalia White, looking down court, finding Randolph. Good play by the Jaguars. I mean, yeah, you didn't convert in the fast break, but now once again you've drawn another foul on BCC.
29-27, 25 left. Randolph first free throws, nothing but nylon. Randolph leads the way with a pair with Smith and Patterson, and Randolph leads the way with 9. 31-20. Jaguars lead the Dolphins. Final home game for the Lady Jaguars this season. Leach from the left elbow, leaves it off the front of the iron and fighting Lassiter. And on the floor, Lassiter pulls it back out with 19 on the shot clock. Lassiter to Leach, the combo. Leach's off-balance layup. Not sure what that shot was. As Bo Knight over to Wilkins.
It's a heck of an effort by the Dolphins to continue that possession on the offensive side. I mean, almost had a wrestling match on the floor for the basketball between Smith and Lassiter, and good awareness by Bo Knight to find her teammate to score.
Patterson's 15-footer rims out, and Leach drives, takes on 1-on-4, and misses the shot, saving it out of bounds to Bo Knight, and Bo Knight with a runner off the mark. Jaguars lead by 11, lead by 9, 31-22. Patterson inside into trouble, kicks it to Randolph, and Randolph couldn't come out with the bucket. Skylar Lassiter pulls down a long rebound and bounce passes it in paint. Going up is Burnett, and Jaguars with the rebound. We got only 3 fouls here in the first half, Craig. 2 of those belong to Caleb Bell for the Jaguars, and along with McCoy with 2.
It's been back and forth action. I mean, we've seen a little physicality on each side. Refs are letting them play a little bit. You know, I like it. You know, the quicker the action, don't like a lot of stoppages of play. You know, we want free-flowing action, and we want to see some really good basketball. And I think that has led to this high-scoring first half that we've had.
31-22 as Morton checked in, last dead ball.
Ooh.
See a little touch of the ball as Randolph straight to the hole and 1, and foul is going to register to Lassiter.
Yeah, Randolph. She reminded me of a cornerback like Shadur Sanders, or excuse me, more like like one of the Sanders boys from Colorado, stealing the ball, going up the field, a pick 6, took it to the basket, scored on her own. Nice job, Elena Randolph.
33-22, 5:26 left. second quarter. And thank everybody for tuning in on Jaguar Sports Network. Lady Jaguars, well-oiled machine, showing off their offense today. They lead 33-22.
Remember the first game, Peter, they won by 10 on the road. They're already up by 11 here in the first half.
You can double that up at home and win by 20. That's a statement saying how good you are with the season sweep. As Wilkins hands it off to Leach. Leach drives, misses easy bucket. Volleying down low with the rebound and coming out with Lady Dolphins. Stepping in on a runner. Fighting and Patterson with the rebound off the miss. Brooke Wilkins, runner. Kicks it. 3 off the front of the iron. Long rebound to Wilkins. Got a foul. And with a foul is going to go against Nalia White. And we have a timeout with White picking up her first. 4:43 mark. That's where the first media timeout was in the first quarter. We're going to take it right here. In the second quarter, Jaguars lead 33-22.
Listen and imagine. It takes 5 seconds to send a text, and for those 5 seconds, you're driving blind. Life is worth more than a text. Stay alive. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org, a message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, Noise, and the Ad Council.
4:43 left, second quarter, 33-22. Jaguars and Dolphins match up in this Region 10 play. Craig, great first quarter by the Jaguars. They led at end of one, 22-17. They went on an 11-5 run. How can the Jaguars continue this strength going into the final 4:43?
Got to keep your foot on the neck of the Dolphins. Again, let's go back to the game on January 17th, Petey. In the second quarter, they allowed the Dolphins to outscore them 21-19 to work their way back into the game and, just be down. They were the Jags led at halftime 35-32, but, excuse me, you're up by 11 now with the final 4.5 to go. Keep doing what you're doing. Crash the boards. Don't let players like Lassiter and don't let players like Bo Knight, affect you offensively. You got to keep your neck. You got to keep your foot and on the gas, and don't let up.
All gas, no break here in the second quarter as Bo Knight goes left side, and here comes Wilkins, and Wilkins almost had it with a turnover. Morton turns it over to Patterson, and the Jaguars looking for an offensive strike here to extend their lead. Right now the Jaguars lead by 11. That's the biggest lead today. Bell for 3, and Patterson right there to clean it up, and the Jaguars got their biggest lead at 35-22.
The Jags had several attempts at a long-range attempt, Petey, but I noticed they were really trying their best to work the ball inside and only took a 3 when they had no other options. And a turnover right there by Bo Knight dribbling off her own foot.
35-22, Caleb Bell. It's always great to see teams lead, Craig, and the whole different attitude changes from when we see them trailing. When the Jaguars trailed this season, reflecting back on the season since today's final game at home, is whenever they're trailing, it's more of a me ball. More of a me, no I'm not sharing the ball. I'm trying to get me points. But when they're winning, they're winning because they're sharing the ball.
And they're all connected as one. That's the thing. I think they're all on the same page offensively and defensively. When those things tie in, that's why you have 13-point leads like this, and that's when you see them play their best basketball. What I've noticed, too, Petey, is that, they want to win. They do want to win. They care. This is, they want to have, championships and the like. And you can see it on their faces when things aren't going their best, when the offense isn't clicking, the other team is getting rebounds or outworking them. You can see it on their faces. And today, right now, their eyes are up, and they seem like they're playing confident. They're out there smiling.
Murphy with a long 2. picking up her 6th point for the Lady Dolphins. 2:55 left. Bo Knight brings the ball up with a nice belt-high dribble. Just 20 on the shot clock. Kayla Bell looking like she's trying to pull down the shutdown defenses for the Jaguars. Murphy searching for separation, puts up a runner. Murphy with 4 straight points leads the way with Bo Knight with 8 for the Lady Dolphins.
And Murphy got the ball up quickly because she saw there were hands in the vicinity trying to knock it away from her.
Kayla Bell misses the opportunity from the left wing as Leach pulls down the rebound. It tries to go coast to coast, but goes to Bo Knight. Baseline's cut off. Great defense by Nylia White.
Good job by Nylia. And then look at Patterson in the passing lane disrupting their offense.
We have a travel as she took one too many steps. Looked like she's headed back to Bolivia, North Carolina as she travels.
That's a long walk.
She'll get there by school on Monday. Maybe Tuesday if they have school Monday because it's President's Day.
No school tomorrow. My junior color analyst, Harper Green, will be hanging out with me.
Nice pass inside to Patterson, and Patterson too flat on the shot. Coming up short. 35-26. 9-point advantage. Rushes up the shot was Burnett, but long rebound to Murphy, and we got an offensive foul.
Q Anderson is watching this game right now, and he's probably mad because he's been trying to get that call all season long. Melanie Patterson just got it. Turnover for the Dolphins, and good job by Melanie.
That's her second, as White searching for her first points today. White to Bell in traffic. Fall in. Bell stays with it. Gets a turnover on the floor. Bell strips it from Bell, and we got a kick. 35-26, 1:12 left.
All this scrapping we've seen on the floor, like I said, reminds me of dominant pro wrestling that comes here to Richard B. Harrison Gymnasium.
Jaguars in foul trouble. Kayla Bell only one with 2, as Patterson with 1, and White with 1, and Thompson with 1. For the Lady Dolphins, we have 4 in with fouls and 3 of them with 2. That's Murphy, Lassiter, and McCoy. Final minute, Jaguars with a 9-point lead. Thagard guarded tightly by Bo Knight. Back out to Randolph. Left side to Thompson. And they'll move the ball around the perimeter. 14 on the shot clock. Randolph right in the face of Burnett for 3. That's her second 3. Jaguars lead 38-26.
Great ball movement again by the Jaguars. Finds the open shooter. It's Randolph, and she knocks down a 3 for JCC.
Randolph with her 14th point. White still searching for her first points. Gave up for the assist. Elena Randolph is on fire today. If it ain't Thagard, it's Randolph. Kicks it over to White. White with a layup, and it's missed. Wide open, and White with a foul, and that's White's second. Team's 4th in a quarter. 11 seconds left. 38-26. You can hear Coach Joe Gall call out the Warrior play. Bo Knight. Over to Wilkins, and that sums up the first quarter. First half. 38-26, Jaguars lead at the break over the Lady Dolphins by 12.
Listen and imagine. It takes 5 seconds to send a text, and for those 5 seconds, you're driving blind. Life is worth more than a text. Stay alive. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org, a message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, Noise, and the Ad Council.
Need help planning your next sporting event? Sit Back and Relax Event Management has got you covered. Whether a charity call, fundraiser, a preseason showcase, or a regular season game day operation, let Sit Back and Relax handle the details. Single game, tournament, and full season event planning and logistics services available. No matter how big or small, SBR has you covered. Just sit back and relax while the professionals at Sit Back and Relax take care of the rest. Visit SBRNC.com or call 919-264-8418 to get started.
Listen and imagine. It takes 5 seconds to send a text, and for those 5 seconds, you're driving blind. Life is worth more than a text. Stay alive. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org, a message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, Noise, and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to JCC Jaguar Sports Network. Petey Norris, Craig Green here, live from Selma, the greatest seat in the house, right here at Richard B. Harrison Gymnasium Center Court, as we bring you Jaguars basketball. This is the final game of the season for the Lady Jaguars. They lead Brunswick Lady Dolphins 38-26 at the break, and the biggest lead tonight so far for the Jaguars right now at 12. Craig, Jaguars coming out hot to begin with. The first quarter, we had one media timeout after the Leach putback off the missed shot. Wide open down there. Coach McDuffie for the Lady Jaguars saw that happening, didn't want to deal with it no more, stopped the game of play. Since then, the Jaguars controlled the lead since the 4:35 mark.
Game slowed down a little bit in the second quarter, Petey. We had a 22-17 lead at the end of one. I mean, we had a 16-9 second quarter. But again, the Jaguars have been in control basically from the first, from the 6:53 mark of the first quarter till now. It's been all JCC. The Dolphins have been playing catch-up, and they haven't been able to catch up at all. The pace has been set by JCC. I did like the timeout that Coach McDuffie took early in the second quarter, trying to calm things down as the Dolphins tried to work their way back into the game. But what we're seeing from JCC today, we're seeing them with active feet. They're passing the ball well. They're taking smart shots, and they're not getting discouraged when they miss. They follow their shots, and they've been playing good defense. It's a recipe for a victory so far. They just got to keep it up in the final 20 minutes.
I can tell you right now, if the Jaguars continue to stride like this, Craig, this is when you want to stride, at the end of the season, going into Region 10 tournament play. All it takes is win a quick 5 games, and, you're moving on to the national ranks.
Hey, dare to dream. We talked about it when they were playing against the defending champions, Richard Bland from Region 10. Why not us? Why not now? Get hot at the back end of the season. We're NFL fans. We see it. We saw the Philadelphia Eagles start off 10-1. Everybody's, they're the toast of the town. They're the cream of the crop. They're all that in a bag of chips. And then guess what happens? Everybody looks at the bag of chips and analyzes it, and everything slows down. But for the Jaguars, I think they're going to start peaking at the right time here. This is a game that they really needed to have at the back end of the season. An opponent they're familiar with, an opponent that they're actually better than. Let's just call it what it is, Petey. And an opponent that they've already previously defeated. So the confidence is there, and I think the confidence can continue to grow, especially even in a loss to Richard Bland back on Thursday. It was just a 1-point loss, and they had the Statesmen on the ropes, ready for the knockout blow, but the Jags couldn't deliver it. And you see them taking it out today here on the Dolphins.
Yeah, Jaguars, in that game against the Statesmen in Virginia, it was a 10-point deficit at halftime. They fought back. Like Coach C's always said, you take one man out on one of their big scores, take them out, I've got the win.
Kill the head and the body will die is what they, that's a term that I've heard before also when it comes to teamwork and team sports. Just like you said, if you take one of them out, you're pretty much playing 5-on-4. They're going to try to render one or two of these Dolphins ineffective here in the final 20 minutes. Can the Jags finish the job, Petey? Let's find out.
Closing out halftime here, 38-26. Jaguars and Dolphins look to get the third period started. In about 19 seconds, Craig, final thoughts. Do the Dolphins have enough air in them to pick up their third Region 10 win of the season?
Well, the one thing I've noticed with the Jaguars this season, they have struggled defensively against bigger players. So I think if you start feeding players like Leach and Murphy, that's going to be the key for the Dolphins to come back. Leach and Murphy, feed them inside and let them do their work in the post.
Leading the individual box scores in the first half, Elena Randolph with 14, Patterson with 12 for the Jaguars, Smith with 6, 3 for Thagard, Bell with 2, White with 2 for the Lady Dolphins. Bo Knight with 10, followed by Leach with 6, Murphy with 6, Hemby with 2, and Wilkins with 2.
You know what I love so far, Petey? The consistency from the first half, when the game started, 9 seconds in, it was Maya Smith getting on the board. And we look at the clock, PD, 9 seconds in, and she's at the free throw line shooting 2.
Maya Smith with 6 points in the first half.
She misses the first, unfortunately. But again, the Jaguars shoot 62% from the line as a team. And Maya Smith herself, PD, is a 63% free throw shooter.
She makes the second chance. Jaguars lead by 13 over the Dolphins. Dolphins catch herself in trouble in the first turnover with just 20 ticks off the clock. Long three by Thagard and coming up short. The Jaguars force another turnover. That's the second turnover here in the second half.
Pass to Lassiter just a little too far out in front. But the first turnover right there was caused by Patterson jumping in the passing lane, tipping the ball to Zanaya Thagard.
39-26, Thagard looking for separation. But they won't give her the distance. They know what she can do as she takes it to the hole, switches hands and misses the easy layup. That was the best take by Thagard I've seen this season.
Good awareness by her, too, to see that the perimeter shot wasn't there, so she drove to the basket.
Nice take, and like you said, Craig, the first half and second half is a clone as Leach gets on the board to start the second half with her 8th point, 39-28.
If the Dolphins are going to make the comeback again, it's got to be Leach and Murphy doing the dirty work.
Randolph wide open, misses the three, in and out, but pulling down the rebound for the Dolphins was Murphy. Leach drives and draws the foul, and Leach picks up her 10th point.
Almost like Coach Gahan, who heard me over here at the table, getting a big dose of Jemiah Leach here in the first minute and a half. Just like that, Petey, in the first 90 seconds, she's got 4 points with a chance for a 5th right now.
Stands with a 10. Lee is tied with Bo 9, and she makes it 11. Jaguars being outscored 5-2 here in the opening 1:30.
Want to see some more continuation of what the Jaguars did in the first half. Willing passes and looking inside for better shots. Look at Maya Smith working the boards. Petey tipped it to herself, boxed out Murphy, boxed out Leach, and was able to convert.
Maya Smith with her 9th point. Jaguars lead 41-31. Just 2 minutes away here in the second half as Leach will go to the line, and picking up the foul is Caleb Bell. That's Bell's 3rd. Thompson checks in for Bell. 7:56 left. Leach searching for her 6th point of the quarter of the half, and she makes it.
She's been active early and often in the first 2 minutes and 4 seconds.
Makes both free throws. And they erase 41-32 now. They erase the free throw. Patterson jump pass, catches it, and goes up, and coming down with rebound, Murphy. Murphy sprinting, kicks it, and Murphy should have took it herself, but she tries to get Lassiter on the scoring column here in the second half. It's staggered in and out. Murphy with a rebound. Guarantee you Murphy won't give this up, but she has another opportunity like that, Craig.
Sometimes being unselfish can come back and bite you in the tail. Look at that pass up. That doesn't bite you in the tail as Melanie Patterson scores in transition. Good pass by Randolph.
Great vision by Randolph to Patterson to pick up her 14th point. McCoy straight to the hole as she hits the floor.
Fought through a lot of contact to get that shot up in the first place, and good job by McCoy to finish.
It's McCoy's first bucket today. 43-34. Jaguars trapped off, and Thompson baseline, and Thompson's pass was kicked out to Patterson. And Smith is fouled, and if that goes against Lassiter, that's her third.
It does. It is Lassiter, and here comes Bonite to replace her. So that possession, things broke down a little bit there, but good awareness by Thompson to grab the ball, find Patterson, who was able to find Smith, draw the foul call.
Smith makes her second free throw of the half. 10 points. It's 11 points for the Maya Smith. Jaguars lead by 11, 45-34. It's the 7th turnover here of the half for the Lady Dolphins.
Just a bad pass.
Straightaway three, stabbing it out and going right in the hands of McCoy. McCoy coast to coast, splits the defenders, goes up, hits the floor, and it does not fall. High kiss off the glass, but there's a way she had to get it off, Craig.
Yep, and hard contact by Patterson and good sportsmanship by Mailani to help McCoy up off the floor as well. So Krishima McCoy goes to the line, PD. She's a 57% free throw shooter on the season. And again, earlier I talked about, want to see how many times each team can convert 2 of 2 from the line because they both hover around the 60% mark. Thought free throw shooting would be really, really important in a game like this.
Misses both chances for the Dolphins. She gets an offensive board back and an elbow shot, and Patterson with the rebound off of the assist. Smith.
Nothing but Jaguars down there to get the board.
Thacker turns it over right in the hands of Wilkins.
Jaguars playing a one-on-one defense here, more like a matchup zone.
Nice take by Murphy as she hits the floor and turns it over. The 8th turnover here of the second half, and the Jaguars come up empty on the trip, but falling is Leach.
McCoy took a hard hit from Maya Smith going up, so McCoy will go back to the line.
Maya Smith, that's a big foul as McCoy hits the floor, but Maya Smith, that's her first personal.
Hey, good. That's really good discipline by Maya to play defense without getting the whistles from the referees. And another thing I'm seeing here, PD, is that it looks like the Dolphins may be trying to take advantage of the Jaguars defensively, catching them slipping every time they come down in transition. I think they think that's their best chance to either score or draw a foul on JCC is catch them backpedaling on defense.
Making both free throws, 45-36. They're trapped off. Trying to go to Thompson, and Thompson gets away with the travel to Randolph. Randolph steps in with a runner, and Maya Smith tries to save it, but it falls in the hands of Leach. Leach side by side with Randolph, and she turns it over for the 9th time here in the second half. Thagard's baseline runners, no good.
Recipe for disaster for the Dolphins because they're getting the ball stolen from them and they're getting out-rebounded as Maya Smith converts on the second chance.
It's been all Maya Smith here in the second half. She has 6 points for the Lady Jaguars. 4:43 left. McCoy, 6 points.
She loves that right side. This is the second time she fought through contact on that right side to get a bucket. Got to force her to go left.
McCoy with the steal. Randolph lets her go straight to the hole without a foul, and McCoy with 10 points. 7-point lead. Lady Jaguars. We got a media timeout. 47 40. Jaguars lead by 7.
The heart of your family, and he taught you our history. He helped you fix your first flat. He was the best backyard DJ around. And every time he'd tell a story, he'd own the room. But now more than ever, he may feel alone. Today, older adults and their loved ones are struggling to connect in a time when connection has never been more important. But there is something we can do. Embrace our older loved ones through StoryCorps Connect. With StoryCorps Connect, you can honor seniors remotely with an interview about their life. Every interview will be archived at the Library of Congress, becoming part of American history, so that years from now, future generations can listen in.
All right, Grandpa. What's one piece of advice you have for me?
Just 3 words, sweetheart. Live with courage.
The man that had the best stories still has plenty of stories to tell. So connect virtually and share the conversation of a lifetime at storycorpsconnect.org/AARP. Connect, honor, share. StoryCorps Connect. A message from AARP, StoryCorps, and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Jaguar Sports Network. Petey Doors, Craig Green here from Selma. Jaguars lead 47-40, but Brunswick Dolphins come out on a 14-9 run in the second half. They just trailed by 7. They've trailed by as many as 12.
And right now, down by a touchdown, trying to fight their way back. And we see a zone defense by the Dolphins, but they left Patterson all by herself.
Wow, great pass, nice look, great survey of Maylani Patterson.
That's the problem with zone defense. If the offense is finding the open player, the zone has to try to move with them. It always leaves someone wide open.
Picks up her 16th point as we got an offensive foul. What an offensive foul. Skylar Lassiter.
That has to be some kind of record here, Petey, in the Richard B. One player drawing 2 offensive fouls in the same game. That call's gone against the men and women all year long. We got 2 of them in the same afternoon. Awesome.
So Lassiter with her 4th foul. We'll get that at the media timeout. Make sure it's correct. You're listening to Jaguar Sports Network.
He was the heart of your family, and he taught you our history. He helped you fix your first flat. He was the best backyard DJ around. And every time he'd tell a story, he'd own the room. But now more than ever, he may feel alone. Today, older adults and their loved ones are struggling to connect in a time when connection has never been more important. But there is something we can do. Embrace our older loved ones through StoryCorps Connect. With StoryCorps Connect, you can honor seniors remotely with an interview about their life. Every interview will be archived at the Library of Congress, becoming part of American history, so that years from now, future generations can listen in.
All right, Grandpa. What's one piece of advice you have for me?
Just 3 words, sweetheart. Live with courage.
The man that had the best stories still has plenty of stories to tell. So connect virtually and share the conversation of a lifetime at storycorpsconnect.org/AARP. Connect, honor, share. StoryCorps Connect. A message from AARP, StoryCorps, and the Ad Council.
Welcome back after the media timeout. 49-40. Skylar Lassiter for the Lady Dolphins with 4 fouls and still on the court for the Dolphins. She picked up the illegal screen as Patterson, 15-footer, flushes home.
That's her trademark shot, getting right there to that free throw line. Little push shot in the paint, little 15, 16-footer. Patterson's money with that. It has been money all season long.
Fighting Dolphin and the Jaguar. Coming out with it is Dolphin. Bo Knight, just left-handed, drives to the hole and kicks it in the paint. Elbow shots up off the heel of the iron, and Thompson records her 2nd rebound.
Good movement by BCC, just couldn't get it to go. And a good shot as well.
Cross-court pass to Patterson, nothing but nylon. Patterson, 4 straight points, picks up her 20th point. The last matchup on January 17th, she had 27. She leads all Jaguars right now with 20.
She's on her way to exceeding that 27 if she keeps it up. And the defense, active hands by Maylani, too. She does it well on both ends of the floor.
Nice pass inside, but it's stolen. It was a great look by Wilkins to go to Lassiter, but Randolph steps in that passing lane and takes it down and scores for the Jaguars. Randolph with 16 points.
Maylani was running right down there with her, and a good idea by Randolph to keep it herself. Too many people in the passing lane to make that pass. She took it herself and was the beneficiary of it And now a travel and another turnover by BCC.
Bo Knight was headed back to Bolivia on the travel at the 2:20 mark. Biggest lead, 55-40. Jaguars has led since a tip, just like Craig said. 9 seconds in, the Jaguars get the first points by Smith. And then Smith gets a started here in the second half with a made free throw and back to inside to Smith to Thompson. They'll spin around. Caleb Bell left side to Randolph, all alone for the three, and it's short. Right back to the hands of Bo Knight. Nice cross-court pass, but Leach is pretty much money from that distance at mid-range, but that one, I don't think she was expecting that pass.
Coach
55-40.
Coach Creasy caught it out of bounds over there.
He's probably survey and see what girl he can recruit next year. You're listening to Jaguar Sports Network, brought to you by High Level Media. PD Doors Craig Green, live from Selma. Best seat in the house as Leach draws the end one, and Leach gets her first points of the half. No, correction.
I think that's Leach's 7th, I believe.
Leach with 14, 8 in the second half. Make it 9. Leach leads all Lady Dolphins in the scoring column with 15. She's got 9 here in the second half.
And I see the Dolphins pressing, trying to disrupt JCC offensively. Maya drug her pivot foot. Right there, PD, if she could have just turned around on that pivot foot and just took a short mid-range jump shot. She's being unselfish. Don't blame her for that, but you had a better look if you just took a look around.
The Flying Eagles for Southwest Virginia Community College and the Jaguars are up next on Jaguars Sports Network for today's doubleheader, the final doubleheader game of the season. We'll have a interview with Coach McDuffie at the conclusion of today's game as Randolph's chases down the loose ball off her missed shot. Resets the shot clock at 20. Smith, I'm not sure who she was looking for, but might have saw Randolph at the corner of her peripheral vision.
And you see Randolph kind of laughing it off there. I mean, you can tell, Petey, the Jags are feeling really confident, and they're really calm, cool, and collected, and feeling comfortable in this moment right now. They're able to laugh that off. No long, sad faces.
Got to travel again. Headed back to Bolivia is Sajeza Murphy. 55-43.
No shot clock for the Jaguars. They can take their time and find whatever shot they want if they so choose.
I would have to say they'd shoot with like 11 seconds left. Thompson shoots with 20. The Jaguars get the ball. Smith switches hands as she goes up, and Smith gets her own rebound and continues to climb in the scoring column with 15.
She is just eating the Dolphins alive underneath. They don't have an answer for 30 today. Foul with 2.7 to go on Kayla Bell. And she's like, what in the world did I do?
Kayla Bell with her 4th. Two players with 4 on each team. Kayla Bell with 4 and Lassiter with 4. The over and under for Kayla Bell is to foul out the first 3 minutes of the fourth quarter. For Lassiter, I give her, she'll play the remaining time in the game.
She's an important player for the Dolphins, so I could see that exact same thing as well. I mean, Lassiter only averages 2 points a game, but she does a lot of the other work for them. And a long 3, no good at the horn, PD, and 13-point lead going into the final 10 minutes for the Jags.
We're headed to the Fidelity Investments Money Quarter, 57-44. Lady Dolphins and Jaguars. 10 minutes remaining.
Listen and imagine. It takes 5 seconds to send a text, and for those 5 seconds, you're driving blind. Life is worth more than a text. Stay alive. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org, a message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, Noise, and the Ad Council.
He was the heart of your family, and he taught you our history. He helped you fix your first flat. He was the best backyard DJ around, and every time he'd tell a story, he'd own the room. But now more than ever, he may feel alone. Today, older adults and their loved ones are struggling to connect, in a time when connection has never been more important. But there is something we can do. Embrace our older loved ones through StoryCorps Connect. With StoryCorps Connect, you can honor seniors remotely with an interview about their life. Every interview will be archived at the Library of Congress, becoming part of American history.
I got a feeling that the Jaguars are 10 minutes away from picking up their 8th Region 10 win as they lead the Dolphins right now 57-44. Going into the money quarter, Craig. Jaguars outscored the Dolphins 19-18 in that start in the second half. Leach curls around and throws up a prayer. That's what it looked like as White pulls down the rebound. Patterson kicks it to White to Randolph. Randolph to Thagard from 3. Will it be good? Yes! And you can count it all day. The Jaguars lead 60-44.
Beautiful pass to find Z in the corner. Another 3 for JCC.
And that's her just her 6th point. 2 threes for Z today. Dolphins players amongst Crasson in the paint. And that's the 15th turnover for the Dolphins. Randolph kicks it to Z for her 3rd 3.
Look at Z, the bounce in her step. She knows when she gets the space, she's going to release and let it fly. Release, rotation, splash. A 3 for JCC times 2.
She picks up her 9th point, 6th of the half, and nice take straight to the hole by McCoy. McCoy with 12 points, and all 12 of those in the second half. 63-46. Pass from Randolph to White was intercepted by Murphy. One too many passes, and Smith coming up with a steal.
Jaguars got back and were able to clog up that middle. Dolphins had nowhere to go with the basketball. Bad decision to pass it amongst all those Jaguar players.
Over to Thagard. Thagard step back 3. Pass! Pass! Pass!
Oh, once again, digging into her bag of tricks, Zanaya Thagard looking like James Harden borrowed it from her.
66-46. Thagard now with 12 points, 9 in the 4th quarter.
It's getting late early for the Dolphins, Petey. We're up to a 20-point lead.
Thagard looking for separation as she curls around. Top of the key. Can she make it 4 in a row? No. She needs to go to the wing. She plans on. She's 3 for 4 here in the 4th quarter from deep. McCoy loses the ball. Turnover.
Must have been covered in butter because she was down there all by herself and she couldn't handle it. McCoy hearing the footsteps of Jaguars defenders coming around her, and all of a sudden she's couldn't handle the pass. Another giveaway for BCC. They've lost so many possessions because they weren't able to control the basketball. There's a turnover right there for the Jags. And look at Nalia White.
Sprinting down the court, hauls it in, and Jaguar splits off her foot and picking up the foul. Bo Knight.
Running like a bull in a china shop. I mean, she was going as fast as she could down the court. I mean, good on Nalia White. The energy she had to come down here to be able to intercept the pass, start the fast break on her own, able to draw the foul. Nice job by Nalia.
20-point lead, Jaguars, with 6:56 left. Smith for the baseline, overshoots the rim, but Leach with the rebound. McCoy from the corner. No, you cannot count it as the Dolphins not shot well from the perimeter today. On the season, Jaguars average 67 points per game. The Dolphins average 49 points per game. So both teams right at their average. Staggered with the dagger, no, but Patterson with the putback and staggered. Correction, Patterson with 22.
Just call Melanie Patterson Windex because she's down there cleaning up the glass.
Bo Knight trapped off, goes to McCoy. McCoy in the paint, switches hands up and under, and Smith pulls down her 12th rebound. Smith with a double-double today as White misses the opportunity. Push it ahead. Jaguars back on defense. Inside and back out to Bo Knight. Bo Knight steps in, 15-footer, rainbow shot, no, and pulling down a rebound and going back up. Leach cannot connect, but Thagard. The whole 5'4" of Zanaya Thagard with a rebound. Pushes it down low, nice pass as Smith records her 17th point, and that's her 10th of the half.
Thagard threading the needle and Maya Smith cashing in. Jaguars, PD, looking in really good position to take home this dub. Could Victory Monday be incoming? Let's find out.
Southwest Virginia Community College Flying Eagles just coming in for the game, tipping off at 4 o'clock. Right here on Jaguar Sports Network, 5:09 left. Melanie Patterson leads away with 24 for the Jaguars. Jaguars lead 72-46.
And what about that 50-foot pass by Maya Smith to find Patterson down the court?
12-2 run here in the Fidelity Investments money quarter as McCoy up and under could not convert.
You got to cut McCoy off from that right side. That's where she's made her bacon this whole game. Looks like we got a timeout called here by the Dolphins. They're going to call it the media timeout.
Got a media timeout, 72-46. Jaguars and Dolphins square off from Selma.
Years from now, future generations can listen in.
All right, Grandpa. What's one piece of advice you have for me?
Just 3 words, sweetheart. Live with courage.
The man that had the best stories still has plenty of stories to tell. So connect virtually and share the conversation of a lifetime at StoryCorreConnect.org/AARP. Connect, honor, share. StoryCorps Connect. A message from AARP, StoryCorps, and the Ad Council.
1 in 3 adults in America have prediabetes, but most don't know it. To let people know it can be reversed before it becomes type 2 diabetes, professional basketball player Julius Randle is doing everything in reverse.
I'm only dunking with reverse windmills. I drove the whole way to practice in reverse. I don't recommend it. This move's called the reverse shuffle. I do recommend it. And it took me months to learn how to speak in reverse, like this. Here's 10 almost for diabetes type 2 with Livy.
72-46, Jaguars and Dolphins square off here from Selma. As McCoy to the line to shoot 2. Out of the immediate timeout. Does not go in her favor as she misses the first.
Again, 56% as a team is the Dolphins from the line. That's not going to get it done. And McCoy herself, 57% from the line.
She makes the second and picks up her 13th point, all here in the second half. Jaguars outscored the Dolphins 12-3 here in the fourth quarter. McCoy misses the layup as Thagard pulls down the rebound and ahead to White, and it's a turnover.
What I tell you about
72-47. Jaguars, 4:21 left. Bo Knight drives and misses the easy bunny. Patterson looking ahead, and she curls it back out. Thaggart steps in for the three, off the mark, and pulling down a rebound is Morton. That's her 5th rebound tonight. Morton coming off the bench for the Dolphins. .345 left. McCoy, great defense by Thompson, but Morton pulls down offensive board and a putback, and it's blocked by the Jaguars. White taking Bo Knight to the hole, and great defense by the Dolphins as McCoy misses another opportunity at the offensive end. Jaguars set in the 9th seed in Region 10 play, nearly tied with Catawba Valley, who are 7-13. Jaguars will move on to 8-15 after today's game. So there's a good chance that Jaguars, Catawba Valley, and Guilford Tech can all come down to the wire in head-to-head matchups. The Jaguars defeated Guilford Tech. They've already played Catawba Valley twice. Next up for the Jaguars, they'll be on the road against Bryan and Stratton next Sunday.
They get a whole
1 week off.
They get a whole 7 days to get ready again for the Bobcats.
The Patrick Henry game, the 28th, has been canceled. The Jaguars just one more game. They're on the road against Bryan Stratton, a sophomore night. Peek out. Can the Jaguars show up to Virginia Beach and get the dub?
This kind of basketball can travel. You know, getting smart shots, playing smart defense, ball movement. That stuff can travel. Crashing the boards, absolutely, they can get it done. But Bryan and Stratton, I mean, 22-1. That's, I mean, again, that's David versus Goliath, Petey. I mean, it's, but again, why not us? Why not now?
They're 19-1 in Region 10 play. Cape Fear's right behind them. Lewisburg at 17-4 region conference record. Richard Bland at 10-6, which we've seen the Jaguars match up well with against Richard Bland. And Patterson looking for the foul. She's not going to get the call with a 72-47 lead.
Yeah, they swallowed the whistle on that one. Four Dolphins against Melanie Patterson. She wasn't getting the call.
Morton straight to the hole, puts up a shot, and White coming down with the rebound. 1-on-4, straight to the cup. Melanie, I mean, that was not
Nalia White. Yeah, she was uber confident, and she got that rebound. She just sprinted down the floor, beat the Dolphins defense, and was able to lay it home.
74-47. Jaguars.
Look to your left.
Patterson.
Patterson had it herself, too. She had Nalia White streaking on the left side, unabated to the brim.
Patterson with unofficial 26 points for the Jaguars, one shy of what she did in Bolivia a month ago. Randolph straight to the hole, and Randolph continues to climb. Jaguars up 78-47.
What an impressive showing by JCC today. I mean, they came out just guns blazing and have really, from the jump, PD, have led this thing bell to bell. And again, 7 days from now, they get to go to Virginia and take on Bryan and Stratton. See if they can get that win back.
Go into the Region 10 tournament. Beating the number 1 team is Morton. Fighting with Bell. As Kayla Bell flexing as she got up. $78-49. 37 seconds left. $78-49. Jaguars will dance with 20 on the shot clock as Nice block by Murphy. Jaguars are improved to 8-15 in Region 10 play. The Dolphins will move to 2-18 in Region 10 play. It's Thagard will check in for Bell. "19 seconds left, Murphy. Misses the first. Searching for the 50-piece. Can they get it? She nails it. Second chance. Murphy with 7 points. Unofficial.
Jags can dribble this thing out, PD.
That's what they'll do. They'll move on to 8-15 in Region 10 play with Quattaba Valley and Guilford Tech. The Jaguars take the final shot at the buzzer, and that's the end. Jaguars defeat the Dolphins 78-50. We'll come right back here with the interview with Coach C.
Listen and imagine. It takes 5 seconds to send a text, and for those 5 seconds, you're driving blind. Life is worth more than a text. Stay alive. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org, a message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, Noise, and the Ad Council.
Hey, hon, what you doing with your phone? Taking pictures?
No, I'm asking it questions.
Like what?
Hey, Bobo, do flowers have best friends?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, follow me. I want to show you something. Look, flowers do have best friends.
Whoa.
Some answers can only be found in nature. Discover the unsearchable. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a trail near you. Brought to you by the United States Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Welcome back as the Lady Jaguars defeat the Lady Dolphins 78-50. I got Craig standing by with the victorious coach. Take it away, Craig.
All right, we got winning Sunday afternoon, Coach Z. A big win, 29-point win today. Y'all jumped out on the Dolphins from gangbusters. What was the mindset of the team today? Just to start fast and to start early?
Like I told you before the game, defense was going to win us the game, and we stuck by it majority of the game, so that's what helped us. And then our offense, finding the little niches in the zone that they were running, kind of helped us get up to a little start, and then us being able to finally make shots. That's what helped us.
Y'all really made a good effort to crash the boards today. I saw Maylani down there crashing the boards. Maya Smith was unstoppable. But back to Maylani, 26 points today for Maylani Patterson. Can you speak about the game she had this afternoon?
The thing about it is, if this is the first time you ever watched Maylani and you congratulated her on this game, you haven't been watching no basketball for us. Maylani has been doing this consistently every night, so I don't expect nothing different from Maylani. This is just another game of Maylani Patterson.
So, a couple more questions for you. You got Richard, not Richard Blaine, you got Brian and Stratton coming up. You got 7 days between now and that game. What's the next 7 days going to look like for your team getting ready to take on the Bobcats one more time?
Defense. I'm going to say that every time. Defense is where most of our points come from. Brian and Stratton is a great team, and if we play defense like we should and pretty much progress every day during this 7-day stretch, we should give them a good game. Absolutely.
And last question for you. This is the last home game of the season. Just want to get a little reflection from you, all the things that you guys have been through this season, the ups, the downs, and to close it out here at home with a win. Give me your thoughts on the season. I know you got 1 game left in the tournament, but how things are right now. Tell me how you're feeling about this season, how things have played out.
This was a rebuilding season. So for us to rebuild and still get 9 to 10 wins, I can't complain. We had ups and downs like any team that's coming back together, but I thank God. Everything that we did this season was from the will of God. That's the only person I can give praise for this season. So it's how he wanted it to be. I can't be mad at it.
Coach C, thank you so much for your time this season. You've been really great to talk to us. Win or lose, we really appreciate all your time. Good luck next Sunday. Good luck in the Region 10 tournament. Bring the trophy home. We'll see you right back here next season.
Yes, sir. I got you.
You hear from Coach Z. We'll see you next Sunday, Coach. Good luck against Bryant and Stratton. Good luck in the Region 10 tournament. PD, back to you.
All right, Craig, as Coach Z picked up the big win here today. They started off the season with a loss against Wake Tech, but they come back and they picked up the last win of the season, 78-50 over the Dolphins from Brunswick Community College out of Bolivia. Unofficial box scores for today's game. The Jaguars led by Melanie Patterson with 14 in the second half. She finished the game with 26. Maya Smith with 10 in the second half. She finished with 17. Randolph with just 4 finished with in the second half. Finished with 18. White finished with 4. Zanaya Thagard with 9, 3 threes in the second half, finished with 12. Taking a look at the Dolphins, who rolled 2 in 18 in Region 10 play, 3 and 23 overall, was led by Leach with 16, McCoy with all 13 in the second half, Booknight with 10, Hemby with 4, Murphy with 7, and Wilkins with just 2. I want to thank everybody for tuning in for JCC Jaguars Sports Network. Craig, it's been a great year for the Lady Jaguars, and I tell you, you can't take nothing from Coach Z. She gave it all every game. She coached these girls up through trials and tribulations, everything. The Jaguars coming in not knowing what they had. They dressed 7-8 all season to pick up their 8th win. You give all the credit to Coach Z.
She's done a fantastic job, Petey. It's been a lot of learning lessons, a lot of growing pains, but you can see the team is growing. You can see that the team is gelling together, and they've got a chance next Sunday to do something that no one really has done this season, which is put an L in that column for Bryant and Stratton. But again, fantastic job, Coach Z. Region 10 tournament coming up. Can't wait to see what happens with the Jaguars moving forward. She's been really gracious all season long to talk with us and tell the players, and just really congratulations to Coach Z for, in my opinion, a successful first season.
Yes, and final score today, 78-50. Jaguars still fighting for the 7th, 8th, or 9th seed in Region 10 against Quattaba Valley and Guilford Tech. Jaguars need a big win and upset in Virginia Beach against the Bryant and Stratton Bobcats. For Petey Norris and Craig Green and the Jaguars Sports Network, we really appreciate the support this season. We'll look forward to being back with you guys next year, but stay tuned on High Level Media NC's website for today's recap, along with the stats from this season for the Lady Jaguars. Craig, final thoughts for the Lady Jaguars?
Again, impressed at the growth and development of this team, game over game. And again, impressed with Coach Ziara McDuffie, the job she's done to get them to play together as one unit. You can see that each player is embracing the role that Coach Z has laid out for them. And when you see that with the pieces of the puzzle come together, it's going to make a beautiful picture.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it right there from my color commentator, Craig Green, who's rode with me through all the games here at the Richard B. Harrison Gymnasium. Craig, until next time, it's always great to work with you. We've got a lot of basketball in the future on High Level Media, and we got Jaguar Sports Network coming to you next year, right from the Richard B. Harrison Gymnasium. But this year's not over with. We have our doubleheader as the Flying Eagles for Southwest Virginia Community College and the Jaguars coming up next on Jaguar Sports Network. The final score from the first game, Jaguars 78, Lady Dolphins 50. Good night and God bless from the Richard B. Harrison Gymnasium.